I naturalized bulbs beneath our black walnut tree here. Black walnut is Juglone nigra. This tree and the close related butternut or Juglone cinerea both produce a chemical called juglone that is toxic to plants. It can either kill them or just reduce their growth. And the trees do this as a form of competition to ensure a ready supply of nutrients and water. This type of competition is called allelopathy. Now the juglone is produced in the roots, and so it can extend throughout the entire root system of the tree. And for a mature black walnut, that could be as far as 60 feet. So that would mean that for a mature tree, everything between me and the tree would be affected by the juglone. Now perhaps you know you have a black walnut in your yard and you've witnessed that plants fail beneath it. Juglone is going to be the culprit. Or you may have a tree and you're not sure what's going on. You've found different plants fail to grow underneath it. To identify the tree and to identify that the problem is in fact juglone, you need to identify your tree. To identify trees, we look at the pattern of branching on the tree. Walnuts have an alternate pattern of branching. So that means that the leaves and the branches arise staggered up the stem. Opposite is the other type of branching in which you would have the leaves and the branches come exactly opposite one another. So this is alternate branching. We're also going to look at the leaves itself. There are two different main categories of leaves, compound leaves and simple leaves. Oaks and maples have simple leaves, which means the entire leaf has one blade. This is a leaf blade. The walnut has a compound leaf, and you could see that it's made up of smaller leaflets staggered along the stem. And you could tell that this is a leaflet, not a leaf, because you want to look for the bud on the stem. Wherever a leaf attaches to the stem, you're going to see a bud here. So this is called a leaflet, and there are two different types of compound leaves. I dropped one here. There's palmately compound, in which the leaflets have more of a palm shape or a fan shape, and they attach to a single point on this stem. Pinnately compound leaves, which we have on our walnut, the leaflets arise all the way up the stem, and they're not attached at the same point. So black walnuts have alternate branching, pinnately compound leaves. You typically find an odd number of leaflets, and there's going to be between 11 and 23. And also at the tip, they don't have one at the tip. Some other trees will have a leaflet at the very tip, and black walnut doesn't have that. You also might find some fruits on your walnut tree. These are going to be large green husks, and they turn to a black or yellow color as they mature. If you do in fact determine that you have a black walnut tree, all hope is not lost. There are several plants that will grow well beneath walnuts. We naturalize some bulbs beneath ours, including daffodils, narcissus, as well as great hyacinths. Other bulbs that do well include crocuses and even some tulips. There are also a number of perennials. We have some hostas here. The hostas do really well beneath walnuts. Other perennials that do well include Solomon's seal, which is polygonatum, as well as lamb's ear, Stachys byzantina. You can also find that the Clematis cultivar red Cardinal will do well beneath your black walnut trees. And there are even some small trees and shrubs that grow well under your black walnut, including Japanese Maple Acer palmatum, as well as our Oklahoma proven tree this year, Cercis canadensis, or the redbud, and even the Rose of Sharon Hibiscus. Now, there are fewer annuals that'll do so well beneath black walnut. Let's take a look at a couple of those. As far as annuals go to plant beneath your walnut, fibrous begonias and zinnias species do fairly well. And if you find that your walnut is interfering with your vegetable garden, you might just need to rearrange things a little bit. Corn, squash, beans, many of your melons, and even carrots will do well beneath the walnut. Now, walnuts are a native tree, native to most of the eastern United States, and we often find them in mature landscapes where they were long ago planted by a busy squirrel. And despite the problems that juglone can cause, they do make a wonderful shade tree. So knowing a little bit about what grows well beneath your walnuts will certainly help you incorporate them into the landscape.